Increase in units due to addition of materials. So, with some products, the addition of materials in the subsequent departments may cause the units to increase. So, this require an adjustment in the unit cost from the preceding department because the total cost will remain the same while the units to absorb the same cost will increase. And this will result in a decrease in the unit cost from preceding department. So, ito, kapag kunwari yung may mga departments na pag nag-add sila ng materials, ang nangyayari, nag-i-increase yung units nila kasi nag-add sila ng materials. So, kapag ganun kasi, let's say, kunyari yung ice candy natin, let's say, ang in-expect natin na magagawa natin ay 10 units. So, yung wala pang flavor na ice candy, pero pag nilagyan mo na siya ng flavor, kunwari nag-add tayo ng materials, let's say, nilagyan natin ng grapes. Okay? So, pag nilagyan mo kasi siya ng grapes, 'di ba? Ang mangyayari, instead na 10 lang yung magagawa mo dahil nagdagdag ka ng materials, so ang mangyayari magagawa mo ay 12 units. So, ibig sabihin from 10, ang magagawa natin ay magiging 12 units. So, ano yung magiging effect ng nag-increase yung units natin due to addition of material? So, ang mangyayari dyan, yung cost from preceding department natin, 'di ba? Pag kinumpute natin yung unit cost from preceding department, yung denominator niya dati ay units received lang. So, ngayon, mas marami na yung mag-absorb. Kaya, ang magiging denominator niya na is units received plus increase in units. So, ganun yung mangyayari pag meron tayong increase in units due to addition of materials. Okay? So, tingnan natin dun sa example. Problem dun sa page 297. Okay, kaya lang dun sa 297, dinagdagan na yan, meron lang dun sa ilalim na merong loss units. But sa ngayon, ang i-discuss muna natin ay walang loss units. Okay? Kasi yung susunod na discussion natin, hiwalay ko. So, yung loss units, paano pag may loss units na? Average method and FIFO method. And kapag nagkaroon ng increase in units. Okay? So, ito yung problem na gagawin natin. Seashore Company produces a product which requires processing in the departments. So, in the second department, materials are added at the beginning, increasing the units received by 20%. So, the following data pertain to the operation of Department 2 for June. Okay. So, units received from Department 1 is 50,000 units. Units completed and transferred to Department 3, 45,000 units. Units in process ending 15,000. So, stage of completion 80%. So, given din yung mga costs. So, cost from preceding departments 600,000. So, yung cost added natin is cost added in the department, materials 240,000, labor 171,000, and overhead of 114,000. So, ano yung nadagdag dyan? So, nagkaroon na ng increase. Ito, sabi niya, increasing the units received by 20%. So, nung nag-add ng materials, nag-increase daw yung units natin ng 20% dun sa units received natin. Okay, so pag ganyan, paano natin gagawin yung cost of production report? So, yung mangyayari dyan, yung total units to account for natin, 'di ba? Laman niya dalawa, work in process beginning and units received. So, ngayon madadagdagan, magkakaroon na ng increase in units. So, tatlo na yung laman ng total units to account for natin. Work in process beginning, units received, and increase in units. So, yung 10,000 dyan, paano nakuha? 50,000 times 20%. Kasi sabi niya, yung increase in units is 20% ng units received. So, kaya 50,000 times 20. So, sa example natin, wala pang work in process beginning. Kaya nilagay ko ba din para if ever na mayroong work in process beginning, so alam ninyo kung ano yung ilalagay din natin dyan. Okay. So, nadagdagan, nagkaroon ng increase in units. Yun yung yung ink na red. Okay? So, ito yon, increase in units. Okay? So, pagdating sa total units accounted for, so anong magiging mangyayari dyan kapag meron ng increase in units? So, ang nadagdag lang, nagkaroon ng increase in units doon sa total units to account for. Pero sa total units accounted for, wala namang magbabago. So, ang laman pa rin niya, completed and transferred and work in process ending. Okay? So, pagdating sa total units accounted for, ayan, completed and transferred, 45,000 and work in process ending is 15,000. So, total units accounted for ay 60,000. So, total units to account for, 60,000. So, ibig sabihin, yung units received natin, 50,000. Tapos, nung naglagay tayo ng materials, nag-increase siya ng 10,000 units. So, ibig sabihin, ang i-account natin ay 60,000. So, saan napunta yung 60,000? 45,000 dyan yung completed and 15,000 daw yung napunta sa work in process ending. So, ibig sabihin, dito sa total units accounted for, wala naman silang pinagkaiba. Okay, so ibig sabihin, pagdating sa materials and conversion cost ng EUP, ng materials and conversion cost, wala din naman silang pinagbago. Okay, so kaya pag nilagay natin dyan ngayon, so yung completed and transferred, always 100% pa rin. So as to materials and conversion cost. So ang work in process ending daw natin is 80% completed. So yung materials daw nag-add at the beginning of the process. Okay. So, kaya yung UP ng materials, so 45,000 completed and transferred. So, ang work in process ending natin is 100% kasi nag-add ng materials at the beginning. So, 15,000 kaya ang total EUP natin for materials ay 60,000. While sa conversion cost, 45,000 for completed and transferred. And yung work in process ending daw natin is 80% complete. Kaya 80% of 15,000 equals 12,000. So, ito yun. So, kaya pag kinuha natin yung conversion cost natin ng EUP, so, lalabas ay 57,000. Okay? So, class hindi, kung mapansin ninyo, nilalagay ko na lang yung answer na agad. Kasi, pag binidyo ko na habang sinusulatan ko, natatakpan ko pala yung cost of production report o yung sinusulatan natin, yung void. Kaya hindi masyadong nakikita. So, kaya ang gagawin ko na lang ngayon, so every time na merong lalagay, so lagay na lang natin, tas turo ko na lang. Okay? So, para makita ninyo, so kung paano siya makuha. Okay? So, since medyo maliit yung void, and wala namang naghahawak ng cellphone or yung camera, so kaya na lang, pakita ko na lang after kung paano natin nakuha. Okay. So, pagdating naman sa total cost to account for, so ano naman yung pinagkaiba pag mayroon tayong increase in units. So, sa total cost to account for, kung matanda ninyo pag second department or succeeding departments, so cost from preceding department plus cost added. So, yung cost added, ibig sabihin din yung cost during the period. So, materials, labor, and conversion cost. So, yung labor and overhead, pinag-combine na lang natin sila as conversion cost. But if ever na hanapin yung unit cost ng labor and overhead, ay pwede nyo naman din silang paghiwalayin. Okay? So, pagdating sa total cost to account for, so ito yung cost from preceding department, 600,000 daw. Then yung cost added is 240 for materials, labor 171, and overhead is 114,000. So, yung cost from preceding department, ito 600,000. So, divided by, kung naaalala ninyo, 'di ba pag average method, units receive plus work in process beginning. Kapag FIFO, 'di ba units receive lang. So, but since ngayon may increase in units tayo, so ang mangyayari, yung denominator ni cost from preceding department ay madadagdagan ng increase in units. So, instead na units received lang, since wala naman tayong work in process beginning, so, ang mangyayari, increase in units madadagdagan. So, kaya, cost from preceding department, 600,000 divided by 60,000. So, kung walang increase in units, let's say ito wala to. Tapos, di ba wala naman tayong work in process beginning or kaya average method yung ginagamit natin. So, ang mangyayari lang, units received plus work in process beginning. So, but since nagkaroon ng increase in units, so nagkaroon ng increase in units dito. So, ano nangyari? Yung denominator natin ay nadagdagan. So, pag nadagdagan yung denominator, ano mangyayari dun sa unit cost? Siyempre, mag-decrease. Kasi, ibig sabihin, nadagdagan yung mag-absorb dun sa 600,000. Kasi kung 50,000 lang to, ito, so ano mangyayari? 600,000 divided by 50,000, so ang unit cost niya ay 12 pesos. But since nagkaroon ng increase in units, yung 50,000 naging 60,000, so ang nangyari, yung unit cost natin, mababawasan. Kasi lumaki yung denominator. Okay, so from 12, naging 10 pesos. So, binaks ko ulit ito, ibig sabihin, yan lang yung nadagdag or kaya yung nabago. Okay? So, kaya pag increase in units, ano nangyari? Mangyayari dun sa cost from preceding department natin ay madadagdagan yung denominator niya and yung effect niya, magde-decrease yung unit cost. So, yung mga susunod, yung materials and conversion cost, so ang denominator nila, yung EUP rin ng materials and conversion cost. So, walang pinagkaiba. So, ang nadagdagan lang dito, nagkaroon ng increase in units. Okay. So, yung unit cost natin ng materials, 240,000 divided by 60. So, alalabas ay 4 pesos. So, 285,000 divided by 57,000. So, ang unit cost niya ay 5 pesos. So, total unit cost natin ay 19 pesos. So, yung 60,000 dito, EUP ng materials na. Yung 57,000, EUP ng conversion cost. Yung sa cost from preceding 60,000, wag ka magkakamali kasi pare-pareho sila may 60, 60, 60. Okay? So, dito, 60,000 dito, yun yung units received plus increase in units na 10,000. So, kasi average method. Kapag average method, meron pa ditong work in process beginning. 'Di ba? Plus din dito. So, magiging tatlo yung, kumbaga yung nasa denominator natin kapag average method. Pero kapag FIFO method, so, units received plus increase in units lang. Kasi, hindi naman natin sinasama yung work in process beginning, 'di ba, units sa pag-compute ng unit cost from preceding department. Okay, so dito kasi hindi ko na nilagay yung work in process beginning, wala naman siya, so 0 naman yung example natin dyan, kaya hindi ko na nilagay. But if ever, kapag average method, so plus ang work in process beginning units natin. Pero pag FIFO, so walang units received and increase in units lang. Okay, so ano naman yung mangyayari pag dating sa total cost accounted for. So, total cost to account for and total cost accounted for. Okay. Sa total cost accounted for, so kuhanin lang natin yung completed and transferred cost, 45,000, ito yon 45,000 times 10 times 4 times 5. So, kaya 45,000 times 19 or kaya yun lang to completed and transferred natin na units and yung total unit cost. So, 45,000 times 19, 855,000. So, wala namang pinagbago doon sa mga una nating na-discuss. So, pagdating sa work in process ending, ganun din. So, paano natin kukuhanin yung work in process ending? So, ito yung cost from preceding, 15,000 times 10, 15,000 times 4, and 12,000 times 5. Okay, so, ganun lang siya pag sa work in process ending. So, dun sa work in process ending, so 15,000 times 10, 150,000 cost from preceding department, and materials 15,000 times 4, so 60,000, and 12,000 times 5, 60,000. Ito yung class ni 15,000 times 10, ito yun. So, cost from preceding, then 15,000 times 4, ito yun yung 4 materials, and 12,000 times 5, so ito yun, equals 60,000. So pag tinotal natin yung cost ng work in process ending, 150,000 plus 60,000 plus 60,000 equals 270,000. So ito yung cost from preceding department. Ito yung cost ng completed and transferred ay 855,000. So pag tinotal natin dyan, yung total cost accounted for, yun dito. So yung total cost accounted for. So alalabas din dito ay 1,125,000. So ito yun. So ibig sabihin, accounted natin yung total cost to account for of 125,000. So total cost accounted for 1,125,000. So dapat sila ay balance. So ganun lang yung pag merong increase in units due to addition of material. So ano lang yung nangyari? Ano lang yung nabago dun sa format natin? So nagkaroon lang dito. So total units to account for, nagkaroon lang ng increase in units of 10,000. So nadagdagan lang. So dati dalawa lang yung total units to account for natin. Work in process beginning and units received. So ngayon ay increase in units na dagdagan. So anong effect niya pagdating dito sa computation ng EUP? Wala. So pareho pa rin nung dati nating na-discuss. So total cost to account for, so ano yung nadagdag? Sa pag-compute ng unit cost. So ano yung naging effect niya? Nadagdag siya sa denominator ng cost from preceding department. So ano effect niya sa unit cost? Yung unit cost ay magde-decrease. Okay? Magde-decrease kasi nag-increase yung denominator. Kaya ang effect niya nabawasan. So from 12 naging 10. So the rest, same lang naman nung ginawa natin. So yung dati nating na-discuss do sa basic ng process costing. So pag nagkaroon ng average and FIFO, actually yan average method na yan, 'di ba? So diyan kasi wala namang work in process beginning. So anong effect lang kapag nagkaroon, kunyari FIFO naman. So dito kapag average, yung denominator natin units received plus work in process beginning plus increase in units. Kapag FIFO siya, units received plus increase in units. Yun lang yung pag-compute ng unit cost. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba, pag average method, yung cost dito, kung natatandaan niyo, so current cost plus work in process beginning divided by units received plus work in process beginning. So kung merong increase in units na, madadagdagan na plus increase in units. Okay? But kapag FIFO method, 'di ba, naka-separate yung cost ng work in process beginning. So kaya pagdating sa computation ng unit cost, hindi kasama yung work in process beginning. So ang denominator lang ng cost from preceding pag FIFO ay units received. Okay? So pag merong increase in units, FIFO, units received plus increase in units. So i-apply nyo lang din yung na-discuss natin sa average and FIFO method. Okay, so huwag kakabahan. So ganyan lang siya. So pag may increase in units. Okay. Kapag pala nilagyan natin na ng entries, yung journal entries, ito nakakalimutan ko sa video. So pag nag-entries lang tayo, so 'di ba ang entry natin since second department na to. So ang entry lang natin is debit work in process department 2, 600,000. Ito yung cost from preceding department. Ito 600,000. Ito kasi galing kay department 1. So kung galing kay department 1 yan, tatanggalin mo siya sa work in process ni department 1 and mapupunta siya sa work in process ni department 2. So kaya pag inentryhan natin, debit work in process department 2 and credit work in process department 1. So, nadagdag kay work in process department 2, nabawasan kay work in process department 1 kasi tinransfer niya na kay department 2. Okay? So, ano pa yung magiging entry niya? Yung ito, yung cost added natin dito. So, yan, yung magiging cost naman ni department 2. So, ang entry naman dyan, debit work in process. Ito, yung dalawa na, yung total ng materials, labor, and overhead natin, pag tinotal natin is 525,000. Credit materials of 240,000. credit yung conversion cost natin na labor or kaya payroll yung ginamit natin, and credit factory overhead applied 171 and 114,000. Okay, so ayun lang naman yung magiging entry natin. So kapag tinransfer na siya, so ang mangyayari ito, so ito yon, so ito yung itatransfer natin sa finished goods. So debit finished goods and credit work in process department 2. So 855,000. Okay. So ganyan yung maging entry lang class. Paulit-ulit lang. So una muna yung from preceding department, ilagay mo dun sa department ng work in process natin since department 2, work in process department 2, and credit work in process department 1. Tapos yung cost niya ngayon during the period, yung kay department 2. So ito yung cost added, yung current cost. Okay? So 'di ba pag nag-issue ka ng materials, credit materials, debit work in process, 'di ba? So ganun lang din. So debit work in process and credit payroll pag sa labor, then debit work in process and credit factory overhead applied pagdating sa factory overhead. So ganun lang din. Okay? So pakita ko lang din sa inyo kung paano nga pala yung naging cost niyan eh. So ito, yung 855 na tinransfer sa finished goods saka yung cost ng work in process ending. Okay? So erase ko lang yung nasa bandang taas, pakita ko pag nilagay sa T account. Okay? So pasensya na class kasi sabi ko nga medyo maliit yung void natin, and kung face to face lang yan, ang daling discuss kung paano makita yung habang nagsusulat ka. So napansin ko lang kasi nung last pala natatakpan ko yung sinusulatan ko, kaya ngayon inaano ko na lang, pinapakita ko na lang kung paano na agad. Okay? So isa-isa na lang, step by step na lang. So turo-turo na lang. Okay? So pag nilagay natin yan sa T account, ganito ang mangyayari. Yung work in process department to T account natin, so may beginning dito 0. Bakit kasi 0? Kasi 'di ba yung sa problem natin wala pang work in process beginning. But if ever na merong cost yung work in process beginning natin, lalagay nyo lang to dito. Okay? So yan yung cost ng work in process ending natin nung last period sa department 2, if ever na meron. So ngayon 0 siya. So yung madadagdag dyan, 'di ba? Mayroon tayong cost from preceding department. So ano yung entry? Debit work in process department 2 and credit work in process department 1. So kaya madadagdagan dito. So dito ito yung cost from preceding department. So magkano yon? 600,000. So ito yon. Ito. Tapos yung cost added natin ngayon na materials, 'di ba? Debit work in process department 2, credit materials 240,000. Tapos yung payroll natin, ito yung sa labor, yung out of 285, ang labor dyan ay 171,000. So ang entry natin doon, debit work in process department 2, credit late payroll 171,000. Tapos yung factory overhead applied natin ay 114,000. So debit work in process department 2 and credit factory overhead applied of 114,000. So ito yan. Ito yung sa 285,000. Okay? So ito yon. Ngayon, 'di ba yung na-complete, dito natin ilalagay yung completed. So ang completed at ita-transfer natin sa finished goods ay 855,000. So itong 855 na to, ito yung completed. Okay. So pag kinumpute natin ngayon yung cost ni work in process department 2, so ito 600,000 plus 240,000 plus 171,000 plus 114,000. So lalabas is 1,125,000. So ito yun. 1,125,000. So less natin yung 855,000. So pag kinumpute natin, ito yung work in process ending natin. So, 1125 minus 855,000. So, lalabas 270,000. So, ang work in process ending natin kay Department 2 ay 270,000. So, ano mapapansin niyo? Ito yung cost nito. Ito yun, yung cost ng work in process ending. So, the following year, sa susunod na taon, itong ending natin, ito na yung cost ng work in process beginning. Kay need department to. So, the following year, magkakaroon siya ng, yung beginning niya, magiging 270,000. Kasi yung ending ngayon, magiging beginning the following year. So, itong 270,000 na to, paano siya na-compute? Ito yung cost from preceding na 150, tapos cost ng material 60,000 and cost ng conversion cost 60,000. So, yun yung 270,000. Okay? So, kaya pag in-entryhan lang, pag entry lang, saan lang kayo titingin? Dito lang, sa cost to account for natin. Yung given naman na yan, di ba? Tapos, tatanggalin mo lang yung from, ito yung completed. So, ito yung magiging work in process ending natin. So, ito, kung mapansin nyo, wala namang entry na to. Kasi, pag in-entryhan mo na to, yung completed, tinanggal mo na kay work in process department 2 at tinransfer mo na kay finished goods. So, ang matitira na kasi doon, yun yung work in process ending. Kaya, pag entry yung entries yung tinanong sa inyo ay madali lang. So, nandun lang din. Kukuhanin nyo lang. So, para pagdating dun sa entry. So, ganun at ganun lang din. Pati sa, pag may average and FIFO method, pareho lang din naman sila ng entries. So, magkakaiba lang dun sa amount. Depende dun sa cost of production, report na makukuha ninyo kung magkano yung completed and transferred. So, yung lalabas dun sa dulo, yun yung work in process ending. Okay?